I like to look at politics, especially the presidential race, as a sport. Sorry if that's like super cynical, but it is the most competitive sport on planet Earth and has a clear winner and loser, hopefully. And if you look at it as a sport, in the same way that you look at, I don't know, your preferred NFL team, it would be dumb if your team, let's just say you like, I don't know, the Patriots, you're a big Patriots fan. It would be stupid of you to not acknowledge that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are very, very good. It would be stupid of you to ignore all of the strengths that their team has and just say, nah, Patrick Mahomes sucks. No, he doesn't. The Chiefs don't suck. That doesn't mean you want the Chiefs to win. That just means you're looking at it as an objective observer who enjoys the sport of football, who doesn't do themselves any service by ignoring the talent on the opposing team. That is the way that I look at politics. There's no need for us as conservatives or Republicans, whatever you want to call us, to say, they're just so dumb, which they are. But if they made the right pick, it wouldn't have been, this show today wouldn't have been laughing at the Kamala Harris campaign. If they had made the right pick in Josh Shapiro, I would have said, that's a good pick. That's a good choice for her running mate. And how do Republicans/conservatives respond accordingly? There's a lot of dirt that came out over the weekend. Nobody's quite sure who put it out on Shapiro. Some payoff for some scandal, along with a couple other things that I kind of thought weren't actually going to derail him. If that wasn't the thing. Those things that came out at the weekend, those were not the thing that got Josh Shapiro to not get the nomination for vice president from Kamala Harris, who officially, I think officially has the nomination now, which, we can talk about the quote democracy and protecting democracy by not allowing anyone to vote and only putting a candidate through who was polling in the single digits when she tried to run in 2020. But all of that being said, politics is a sport. Presidential politics is a very competitive sport, obviously. And if your opponent makes good moves, it doesn't do you any good to ignore those good moves. But in this particular case, they made one of the worst moves I think they could possibly make. Kamala Harris was ranked as the most liberal senator in the U.S. Senate when she was a senator. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Kamala Harris was from California. She was never going to lose her seat, and so she never had any need to disavow even the craziest of stuff. Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders are obviously, I think ideologically, they probably believe more progressive lefty things than Kamala Harris. But Kamala Harris didn't have to ever say, no, that's too far. Because she was so much more secure in her seat in California as a senator than Warren and Bernie Sanders. And I understand they're very secure in those seats too. But at the end of the day, that's why Kamala Harris was ranked as the most liberal senator. But regardless of why she was or why she was able to vote for some of the crazier stuff, she still was ranked the most liberal senator in the Senate. Now, if you're going to be the most liberal, or if you're going to be, let's just take out liberal, just on either side. If you're going to be the furthest possible on the left or on the right, what would you do naturally? Well, you would try to balance it out, which again, Josh Shapiro does for her. He's a pretty moderate governor of a very purplish swing state. But no, instead, the Kamala Harris ticket made the decision to go with an even more progressive person in Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, which goes to show you they don't know the sport that they're playing. I was trying to make the case, and I hate to keep bringing it up, but this I like talking to my lefty friends. I like talking to my Democrat friends, my Democrat strategist friends about strategy. I've often said if I ran the DNC, the Democrats would win constantly, like nonstop. Not because I want them to win because of their ideology, but because a lot of them run races poorly. Kamala Harris in 2020 ran a race poorly. And a lot of the things that I say to my more lefty friends is the internet is not real life. Social media isn't real. The reason I think Kamala Harris did not win, or didn't even get close to winning. The reason I think Kamala Harris had to get out of the presidential primary before Iowa is because their team, I believe, looked at the internet and it was filled with a bunch of young people who think everybody's life is entirely about politics all the time,